Et voila, look at that. Technology at its best, eh? Hello friends, how are you all doing? I'm Chris THRALL, former Royal Marine, and today we're going to be reacting to an article. Where is it? Here it is. What are we in today? What's today's tabloid lies? It's the Express. Before you think it, I'm sure you know, I don't read any of these newspapers. It's certainly not the Express. And I got sent this by someone. That's what I'm trying to say. Chris, what are your thoughts on this? Royal Marines extend training by a month in a bid to prevent injuries due to lack of fitness. So let's have a look through the article, see what we can tease out of it. I'll try and give you the benefit of my fairly limited military knowledge on the subject. And then let's look at some photos, shall we? For a bit of fun. If you can like and subscribe, friends, that really helps. I'm getting loads of kind messages from you all to say you love the channel, but I'm guessing a lot of people see the content, love it, but forget to subscribe. So if you can do that, that would be great. Thank you. So the Royal Marines have extended recruitment training by a month in an attempt to prevent hundreds of preventable injuries. This is kind of a new one. That it's like there's something going on here that's not. It's not that's not the reason. It's why has it changed now, right? Training's pretty much been the same from here back until the Second World War, right? You turn up reasonably fit, able to do what they say, then you get in there and they smash you. And you have to smash it back, right? It really is that simple. There's no shortcuts, and it's not easy for anybody. I was in training with a amateur Welsh rugby player. I did my PRMC or PRC as it was back then with someone from the English athletics team, or was it junior athletics team? Either way, they'll all tell you they found it just as. You know, everyone finds it just as hard as each other. So, video here on Prince Edward. Should we watch a bit of that? I don't know if you can hear this. Let me just add some sound. Audio output capture. What are we on? Right, screw that. I'm just going to turn the volume up. Sorry about that, folks. Right, let's have a look. I'm not sure if you can hear this all right. Adverts.
Kept royal convention by starting his military training. Against all the odds, he made the most unlikely of choices, the Marines. A harsh option for this sensitive and arty young man.
There was no greater contrast, I would venture, than being a history graduate from Cambridge than joining the grunts down in Lympstone in Devon.
Bit judgmental. What's all this grunts business? We're not in Vietnam, you know. But it is a bit judgmental because, as you know, the Marines takes all comers, takes people from all walks of life. No one's special. I think what they're going to get at here is the fact that Prince Edward joined and he left, didn't he? Let's have let's have a little bit more.
His father was the Captain General of the Royal Marines. Edward was really sort of under his father's auspices.
Prince Edward joined their training course in September, swapping his suite of rooms in Buckingham Palace for a rigorous regime designed to push recruitment.
Sorry folks, I'm just pausing it every now and again just for the old copyright. There he is, the Prince. When he was in training, there was press all wrapped around Lympstone like at every fence, right? Trying to get any scoop they could. You can imagine what a nightmare it was for the sentries, for the guard. You've only got to get someone sneaking over a fence and then you could have a major incident, right? I think it's why with this female, this woman that's joined up recently, there's been like a press blackout, hasn't there? I think they learnt from this. So there he is. What's his? Is this one of his girlfriends?
He could never quite be one of the boys.
These royal correspondents, they all sort of cut from the same cloth, aren't they? I doubt they'll be asking me to do this job.
He always felt that they looked at him differently. And I think that made him uncomfortable.
Well, where are we? Let's get back here. Oh. Oh, we got issues. Yeah, we're back. Sorry about that. Yeah, they probably did treat him differently. The vast majority would have just treated him with respect. The training team would have been, right, sir, if you could do this, sir, but, you know, courteous. You're always going to have people that won't like him just because he's royalty. It's the same as if back in my day, I don't know, if you joined up and you were a university graduate, you might get shit for that. There's a whole kind of range of things, but he wouldn't have just got shit just for who he was, not from everybody. No, not at all. He decided he didn't like it, and full credit to him, right? It's not for everybody. They say 99% need not apply. That's not a slight on the rest of the population. It's just a job that suits some people. It's like not everyone wants to work in a library, do they? But 1%, well, probably less than 1% do. Full respect. If you get in training and think, fuck this shit, it's crap, or I don't want to spend my young years doing this, it's not what I thought it was, you got to leave, haven't you? I say to people, hang in there, get the green lid, and then leave, right? Then you don't have to spend the rest of your life going, yeah, I joined the Marines, I left at week 20, so-and-so, right? Anyway, we're digressing, aren't we? So we're talking about this, a month build-up now that they've chucked on the beginning of training, follows a huge surge in the number of recruits opting to drop out of basic training, many with stress fractures and back injuries, possibly caused by a lack of physical conditioning. Now, excuse my French, but this is fucking horseshit, right? It don't matter who you are when you join. We've all got basically the same bodies. Some guys get stress fractures. They go in a hunter troop, and most of them come out, rejoin a troop, and pass out. There's a percentage, I don't know what it is, that don't recover, or they get so many recurring injuries that they spend so long in the remedial troop that they just get hacked off of it and they leave for that. There's no physical change in human beings, not in the last 20 years, right? So I'm thinking it's suggesting something's mental, isn't it? Something has changed in society. Well, that's not hard to guess, is it? You've got this agenda coming from above, from the sociopaths that control the whole show. They're breaking down society. They're causing unrest. They're causing division. They're causing hate between people, right? You see it, right? Those of you that still believe what you see in the news, or still watch the news, I mean, this is what I'm talking about. This is why old farts like me, we don't watch mainstream media anymore, because we know what it's about. It's about creating division, breaking down young people instead of building them up, breaking them down by playing a Call of Duty instead of getting out in the real world and smashing shit up and setting fire to, fires. I was going to say trees then, but you shouldn't be doing that. But you know what I mean, getting out in nature, camping, trekking through the woods, dare I say, being a bit mischievous, right? Instead of getting this false sense of what war is about and cutting off that experience by playing games or being on a tablet all day long, right? It's creating this division. All that media that's coming at you and all that advertising, what does it do? Tells you you're not good enough, doesn't it? Indirectly tells you you're ugly, you're fat, your hair ain't the right colour, your breasts aren't big enough, if you're a boy, your breasts are too big. You get what I'm saying. You haven't got the right clothes, you're not driving the right car, you haven't got the right watch, whatever. Since I was in the Marines, we've had another 30 years of these sociopaths chucking that shit on society, right? Is it any surprise young people are a bit damaged now? Not all, and I'm not generalising, I'm just saying, things do change. Right, I've got to speed this up because I'm on a podcast in a bit. So they're saying they cut the elite selection process from 36 to 32 weeks in a drive driven by cost cutting. I'd say that's more no. They probably needed to get boots on the ground in the Middle East, didn't they? Guess they got a lot of people leaving as well because of, politics and disillusionment, this kind of thing. It must be weird joining up now, because when there's a war, you can just I nearly said the G word, but you can just type into a search engine and find out what it's really about, not what they're telling you, right? Young people aren't stupid. They can go, right, okay, nah. And so I'm just trying to say, you can have a significant percentage, but people won't join up now because they're aware and they've seen what's gone on in the last 20 years. So yeah, I'm not sure. I don't ever remember it being 36 weeks. Can somebody put in the comment if you remember it being that? So now they've restored the missing month, the month that never was. An extra month for training, that's millions of pounds on the taxpayer, isn't it? Not saying I'm not judging that. I'm just saying, I reckon each recruit, it costs £1 million to get them through training. So another month, let's just, for argument's sake, call it 10%, £100,000 extra, times all the recruits that go through Lympstone a year. What's that? About 1,000. That's 1,000. That's a lot of money. Yeah, they're saying they're not as physically robust and they're getting these injuries. That's not right, is it? Our bodies haven't really changed in 30 years. We've been evolving as a primate for about 1 million years, right? And as a Homo sapien for hundreds of thousands of years, and they reckon possibly even longer. So it's not like we're going to change in 30 years. It could be that young people are doing less sport at school. There's more the softer option these days, isn't there? If you don't want to get hit in the face by a football because it's racist or it's rude about ethnic minorities or something, you can go and do knitting instead. And this is possibly what's having an effect here, isn't it? people are rocking up to Lympstone, I reckon, and it's scaring the shit out of them because it's a man's world, right? Even though I didn't really grow up until I was I'm going to do it next year. It's still quite full on in the Marine, in the military, full stop, especially the Marines. It's not a picnic, and it's not supposed to be. So I reckon when you've been doing Call of Duty and you're thinking, wow, this is it, and then you get to the reality of being on the bottom field and being beasted. Even though I will say I was at Lympstone a while back, as some of you know, and I went to watch them on the bottom field, and yeah, it's kind of like the fizz seemed the same. But I was smiling because they all giving each other hugs when they'd done the fireman's carry, and I'm all for a bit of, man love. But if you did that in my day, oh my God, your life would not be worth living. And they had water bottles with them, right? You never had, I mean, it's probably because they recognise now that you need to drink more water to hydrate, but we never had all that stuff in my day. And now I'm sounding old, aren't I? So, you could start training with 60 men and end up with just 10 getting through. That was my time, right? Troops were joining up with 55. The troop below us passed out with 6. I think there were 11 in the troops, 6 were originals. They're reckoning that this, the current situation, the one I mean. I'm not going to say the word because this platform probably doesn't like it, which is cool. But they're saying that could have an effect. I guess that if people haven't been going out and exercising, that's obviously going to have an effect. Recruit syllabus 20. The result was a new training package designed to ensure that more male or female recruits can meet the challenge of grueling commando tests without dropping out. Alright, I see what this is about now. People are just rocking up to Lympstone, aren't they? And they're not up for it. They're just physically getting flabbergasted by the harshness of it. I don't know if that's got to do with the fact they've been doing the PRMC at home. Am I right in saying that? This, the bleep test and all this kind of thing. You cannot beat the old PRC as it was in my day. PRMC. We actually went and had to do the endurance course. You had to do the assault course. You had to go in the swimming pool and fall backwards like Ant Middleton does on the SAS program off the high diving board. I mean, that did what it said on the tin. Either you could do it and you were in, or you couldn't do it and it was come back in 6 months, or see you. So yeah, I'd be interested to know your thoughts on this, guys. Can you put them in the comments? So 4-week foundation phase with physical tests you have to pass. It's extra training, not watered down standards. Well, if young men are becoming softer in general, they're going to have to water their standards down, aren't they? And we've already seen the eyesight standard sort of bypassed, if that's the right word. And I'm not judging people on it, fellas. If it was your dream to join the Marines and you got slightly dodgy eyes, well, you're probably delighted, aren't you? In my day, it was like you had to be able to take a sniper shot, not be a sniper, but take that shot in as an infantryman, right? So you had to have good eyesight. The initiative, which launched quietly in June, is already paying for itself as more recruits are proving better prepared for the arduous runs and extreme training they face on Dartmoor. Such as a decrease in dropout rates that sources say it's been studied by the Army to see if the additional advanced training would be useful to the Army's infantry training regiments. That's interesting. Apparently it's being considered by the RAF regiment, and they're going to use the extra month to sit down and have a lovely party. Where are we? Yeah, talking about Gordon Ramsay's son passed out, didn't he? Congratulations, Jack. Someone can tweet Jack and say Chris THRALL said hello. That's it. For the record, I've spoken to a few recruits on the phone. You know my feelings on warfare. But if someone is struggling, I say pick up the phone and I'll have a chat with them and give them a bit of a pep talk. Tell them to smile and smash it, and it's had some good results. I've got some 2 lads now that I've spoke to on the phone. Both come from Hunter Troop to get their green lids. So, you know, that's it, folks. If you're thinking of joining up, if you are going to do it, you smile, you give it 100%, and that's it. Take no prisoners, and you'll probably enjoy it an awful lot more than I did if you have that attitude. Okay, I almost forgot. We're going to look at some photos, won't we? So this is a photo that I mentioned in my book, State of Mind. If you haven't read it, get yourself a copy, especially if you're thinking of joining up. That's the story of how I ran the length of the United Kingdom, pretty much non-stop, sleeping at the side of the road, carrying all my own equipment. All the mental stuff I use for my challenges is in that book. But this photo, I talk about this. That was the end of our 30 miler. There's Al there, look, in tears. He was in Hunter Troop a long time. If you're wondering where I am, I don't know if you can see my cursor. You can't. I'm at the far right of the photo, the second guy back. I'm looking at the ground. I'm thinking, what the hell am I doing here? Don't know why this one's... There we go. There's your photo at the beginning of training. By the end of training, half of those faces, if not more, are blacked out. You can guess why. So on 9 miler, you get drummed in on the 9 miler. This was abseiling in Wales on an adventure week. You have an adventure week in training, adventure training week. Amphibious training. Yours truly at the back there. So I'm going to get really wet because on this extraction, the landing craft's going to start moving away soon. So, story of my life there. That was called Deer Leap, I think, that exercise. I can't quite remember. Can someone again remind me? But yeah, look at us. We had a big troop because we had a lot of back troopers. Yeah. There we are. Oh my gosh. I think that was first step, our very first exercise. That's why all our berries are all over the place. This is Fraser, who passed out. You're looking at him now with pneumonia, right? You remember I said it's a man's world. He's got pneumonia in this photo. After his commando test, he just collapsed and had to be on the parade square. I think, was he in a wheelchair, I think? Jumping out the choppers. That is a hard landing with all your kit on. It's a lot higher than it looks. There we go. Zoom in a bit. There's yours truly, bottom left, bottom row. This is gruesome twosome, I think this exercise, or hunter's moon, doing a lot of field craft. This is attacking one of 2 forts on our final exercise. Getting beasted, that was cold. I got to speed up now because I've got to be in a meeting. Out on the mud, again, that was fun. Not everybody does a mud run all week. Not everyone did when I went through, but everybody wanted to do one. Just to say that they'd done it. Getting beasted, surprise, surprise, on the bottom field. You just got to get through that. You find ways to get through it. It's only pain. That's the sign the lad's stuck at the end of my running the length of the United Kingdom, right? Don't know what he's given me there, but it wasn't a box of chocolates. Oh, look. This is to certify that Recruit THRALL has achieved the high standard required to become a PT superior. There we go. Handsome boy. Endurance course, that was a run through without weapons the guys did just to take photos. That was me on ship. In a helicopter, surprise, surprise, Sea King. That was on exercise. Me and Kev in our grot in training. And that's me all cammed up. Final X, that's the rabbit that I've got in my hand. The lad next to me, Dave, has just got in contact with me. Oh. Sorry, we're getting webcam problems, aren't we? I'm not sure what that's about. Technology. Right. That's it, folks. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you. Ciao. Please like and subscribe. Hello friend, I hope this finds you well. My name's Chris THRALL. I'm a former Royal Marines Commando and I fought my way back from chronic trauma and addiction to live, work and travel in 80 countries across all 7 continents, achieving all of my dreams and goals along the way. Now I pass my simple system on to other people, but I can only help you if you like and subscribe. So please do so, because you get one life, and if you live it right, one is enough.